Whoa, look at that new intro. I had not even seen that yet. What's
Oh,
going on, everyone? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to wherever you're watching from around the world. Welcome back to Más o Menos. Let me start again. Más o Menos, episode 13. I'm your host, Marco G, aka the Six Scale Scoundrel. Everyone calls me that. And I've got a beautiful panel here today. Jose will be on. I think he's having some tech issues, so we just said, "Fuck it, we're going to go live." I will say that intro. I have a few notes. Number one, I wish it was longer. That was yeah. It's like it was just getting going. It was only at the 2.5 minute mark, so maybe add on an extra 5 minutes to that. Second, Jose snuck in some Lakers and Chargers stuff. I know to prod me, so I'm going to take the bait. That was yeah. We're gonna have to have an edit. And then I think the third note I've got is I feel like I just watched an Ari Aster film because I don't really fully understand all the through lines why Shaq was dunking in there, but we'll have to have Jose on here later to describe it. So with that, I'm going to introduce our panel. We've got some contestants today. We've got a really packed show for you today. So I'm going to start off with my main man from day one, Ben Thomas. Ben, how you doing today? Just got out of bed, I would assume.
Just got out of bed 100% like 10 minutes ago. But no, I'm doing well. I'm happy to be back. Thanks for having me. Love to see all the faces here. Jim, Vita, Viking Collectables again, like 3 weeks in a row now, bud. Good to see you. And then Mike, I haven't seen you here in a while, buddy. So
hey.
so great to see all you guys. Happy to be here this morning and sipping my morning coffee with you. And I thought the intro was awesome as well. I just thought it was funny that it was all like movies, basketball. Right? Where's the hockey? Come on. Represent the
real
Canadian,
sports
man.
only, Ben.
So need to see it. Need to see it.
Ben does know that I went to my first hockey match recently, and it was an incredible experience. Yeah. I think watching live made me hungry to watch more of it. So maybe you will lure me to the dark side eventually, Ben.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks for joining today, Ben. Next up, we have Jimcollector and Vita. Right, you got that right?
That was spot on.
Okay, all right. I've been practicing all morning. Her geeky side. How you both doing today?
Really good, thank you.
Yeah, we're pretty good. Looking forward to the competition, obviously. Feeling pretty confident that I will lose, but we'll see how it goes.
Oh boy, no! Well, you crushed it last time, so looking forward to both of you squaring off today.
We'll see.
Okay, and remind me what time it is in your part of the world.
It's just after 5, about 5:10 at the moment.
PM.
Yeah.
All right.
Not
just to be clear.
Peter, just make sure you take notes though, because I'm coming for you when we have our competition head to head in a couple weeks here. So just saying. Take notes.
That's all I hear.
That's right.
Yep.
Well said.
You know, Ben's gonna be waiting until the last second to pull his pitch together, anyways. So I feel like you don't have that much to,
I have no
be
idea
worried
what
about.
I'm doing yet.
Morning, y'all. Hello. My computer was being really fucking stupid. Sorry. But yeah, it was like not letting me see anything, and I had to restart it like 5 times, and I finally got it to work. So, but I was watching, Marco. You were holding it down, so continue, please. I want you to do something, so please continue.
The Jose, wow. Okay, shots fired. Jose stamp of. Jose stamp of approval.
Jose's not here. Hate to see it. I'm leaving.
Unbelievable. All right, I'll finish the intros, and Jose, I will hand it over to you, and then we can talk about why the hell LaDainian Tomlinson and Shaq were in the intro about figures. But anyways, so next up we've got VikingCollectables. Good morning. How you doing? You ready to square off against Jim today?
Yes, very much so. Yeah, looking forward to it.
And apologies for I keep saying good morning. It's just a thing of habit at this point, but I know that it's not a morning for you as well.
No, very much not the morning anymore.
Say good day.
It is a
good day. I love that. All right. Well, thanks for joining us today, and looking forward to seeing what pitch you have prepared for us. And last up, and certainly not least, we've got Tijuana Mike. I'm going to say it like Big Bretta would say it. Tijuana Mike Aka King Churro in the house. Yeah, I miss that guy saying Aka, aka King Churro. Mike, how you doing today?
Doing okay down here, down south. Appreciate the invite from Jose to the show. I know there was a lot of back and forth
on Geo show with Harrison, and back and forth. They had a job, the contract signings, everything denied and going back and forth. But we are here. We are here. We got two of the participants here, and it's going to be a great show.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it was some. If you guys need some context, Harrison was saying a couple things on Geo streams lately that were upsetting me. So I was like, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to invite you back on the show, man. I think you're done. So I was like, you know what? I'm hoping. I was hoping. I was like, maybe we can hold some tryouts. Like the Joker says, right? Some tryouts. And Tijuana Mike was, he was kind of me and him were talking, back end. Or like maybe we can like squeeze you in, but he was like, nah, I feel bad for Harrison. I don't want to do that to him. But I was like, well, let's still have you on anyways, so that's why I brought him on.
Wow, they're coming for you today, Harrison. I got your back.
No, thank you. Well, at least someone has.
All right, Jose. With that, I think we turn it over to you. Let us know what we got going on today.
We're going to start off with a little warm up because of the panelists that we have today. I wanted to jump into this. It's kind of a video game themed episode in a way. So I wanted to jump into this. If y'all don't mind, let me bring this in. I should have had it ready to go while y'all were talking, but I got a little excited there, making fun of Harrison as always. But here it is. So
it's nice to not be the only one that gets made fun of these days, if I'm honest.
Oh yeah.
Just wait climb in the ranks. Okay.
So a couple things in the pop culture world, right? We saw the new Lara Croft, Sophie Turner of Game of Thrones fame, Emmy nominated actress. Now stepping into the role after obviously the very famous Angelina Jolie films and then the Alicia Vikander version in 2018. Now this is going to be an Amazon Prime show that's being produced by MGM. Now MGM, as you know, is now in partnership, or I guess they were bought out by Amazon. So that is one of the major things that was the first look. I think she said it was a costume test. And then we also heard Ryan, I believe it's pronounced Hurst, is cast as, and you guys are going to have to help me with the pronunciation. Is it Kratos? I don't know anything about God of War. So
that's crazy, bro. That's one of the most crazy things I've ever heard.
I thought you were messing with us.
I'm pretty sure that Kratos was.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I'm not a God of War guy. I never had a PlayStation, so I was an Xbox guy. So yeah, I never played that.
You seem like an Xbox guy. It makes sense.
I am an Xbox guy. But for that reason though, I wanted you guys to jump in because I know this is something you guys are more familiar with. So Marco, first, I want to go to you as my co-host. What do you think about these latest developments in the video game adaptation world?
Yeah, so one of them I'm excited about. The other, I think, well, let me say they're both kind of wait and see for me, but I am excited that video game properties are getting more love, that they're actually being done a little bit more true to the games at a higher quality than, what was going on when we were growing up, right? That Super Mario Brothers movie, I think was the benchmark of like, this is not really quite like the games, but I appreciate that for what it is. I got to say the Sophie Turner shot, I'm still a little skeptical. She does look good. I don't know that that's necessarily Lara Croft for me, but it's a screenshot from, a film. So I have to wait and see for a trailer. I think she'll rock this. I think I've got some faith in her acting chops. And then the guy playing Kratos, I'm not familiar at all. But he looks the part for sure. And I think he was on Sons of Anarchy. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So I think I've got confidence if that's who they've picked to play the role. And apparently he played Thor's voice. And apologies if you said all of this already, Jose, but in the game itself. So he's got a connection to the property, looks the part. I don't know. I hope we get some flashbacks, much like, no spoilers, much like you do in the game, to like the Spartan times and like the actual Greek mythology. I love the Norse mythology, but I think on live action, I want to see a little bit more of that Greek mythology like we're getting with Odyssey. So both exciting, both very much wait and see. What are you thinking, Ben?
So it's interesting. I kind of agree with you on the Lara Croft piece. Like, I am a Tomb Raider fan. all the way back to the original games, of course. I even liked the Angelina Jolie movies for what they were, for sure. I mean, she rocked it. And then I really liked the Vikander version of her too. I thought she was beautiful. I thought she was a badass. So far, I feel like they've nailed most of the Lara Croft stuff. This actress in particular, like, I still only can see her in Game of Thrones, so I'm just excited to see her in a different role, and hopefully, it changes my perception of the actress herself, because I know she was the Phoenix too as well, right? In the X-Men film, but I never loved that movie, so I think I only ever watched it once. So hopefully this will be something that really creates a new kind of role for her. So excited to see it. And I mean, she does look great, obviously, definitely a badass. But I was more excited about Kratos because, like, God of War, like, I have loved the God of War games. I've played every single one. God of War 2, I probably played the most. The climb out of hell in God of War 2 is one of the craziest parts of a video game I'd ever played back then. It was amazing. I've loved the newer versions of Kratos as well, like on the PS5. Ragnarok was sweet. I had a hard time getting through Ragnarok because it was so long, and there was parts of the game that drove me crazy because it's this big, beautiful open world, and yet you can't step over some dandelions because it wants to keep you within a certain play field. So there was shit like that drove me crazy about the game itself, but otherwise, I mean, it was fantastic. I think it's interesting that they're clearly going with the more aged up Kratos look, though. They didn't go back to the PlayStation 1, 2 versions where he was much skinnier, much leaner, and much more like vicious. Whereas in the Ragnarok version, he's older, he's more like a dad figure at that point, right? He's grizzled at that point, but clearly I think that's the look they're going for. And Ryan Hurst, I think this is going to be a career making move for this guy, right? Like, while Sons of Anarchy was sweet, I mean, he played an awesome dude in that show, and the physical presence of this guy is wild. As Kratos, especially with Ronald D. Moore being the showrunner of that show. If you know Battlestar Galactica and so many others, like, he's freaking awesome. So if Ron Moore says this guy is this Kratos, I am 1000% bought in. I cannot wait to see what happens with this show. 100%.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I definitely see your perspective on that. And thank you again, enlightening me a little bit more on the God of War stuff, because I've never played it. I know it's really, really good. I know that there's been some talks about adaptations of this video game before, but this is the first I'm seeing it. Now, Ryan Hurst, I know him. I know you guys know him from Sons of Anarchy and other shows, things like that. But I actually know him because he was in Remember the Titans. You guys ever seen that Denzel Washington film?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
a awesome movie, man. Such a good
he's
movie.
in that film. And he's really good in that. He's really good in that. So I'm excited about that. But I want to go to Jim and Vita, whoever wants to go first from that pairing. What do you guys think about these latest developments?
Oh, I go first.
Yes.
Okay. So I love Lara Croft. I played all the games. I don't remember much of the movies. I know that Angelina Jolie was Lara Croft before. Honestly, don't remember anything about the movies at all.
I think we watched the other one, but I can't remember. I don't think I loved it.
I have no memory, so pretty sure if I've seen it, I didn't like it because I have no recollection watching it or even know anything about it, if I'm honest. In any case, I love the games. The choice with Sophie Turner, I'm not sure. Obviously, I can't judge because I haven't seen anything, but the looks are almost there. But for me, she's quite feminine looking, her facial structure and her body itself is quite thin. I kind of would like to see more athletic look for Lara Croft because of all the things she does in the video games, climbing, going all sort of stuff, killing, whatever. So for me, it looks a bit she looks a bit on the thinner side just because realistically, if the bigger guy attacks her, with the bigger weight, he has more advantage essentially, and being a smaller frame, no matter how good and technical you are, you technically would suffer.
You'd have to fight different, yeah.
Yeah, but obviously still need to see how it's gonna go. So as Nicolio said, seeing Sophie Turner in a cosplay, yeah, that's my kind of first feeling as well when I saw this. The God of War, I never played it myself. I think I tried a little bit, but I think I mostly watched Jim playing it. I like the story. It looked pretty cool, and sometimes that's what puts me off, like playing it myself, because I see Jim playing it. So then I'm like, oh, I know what's happening. So it's kind of, I lose the interest in a game essentially, and I need to like give a bit of time to forget the story a bit to be excited to play the game myself. But I'm interested in a story, and as Marco said, that's kind of my cup of tea, and I look forward to it. And I think we watched like TV show now with the actor you said as well.
Yeah, it's
so far so
it's on
good.
Netflix. It's called Abaddon. Abaddon, I think.
I don't know.
It's like a western.
If you don't know how to say it,
It's got Cersei Lannister in it.
Yes.
The actress's name. So Lena or something. Anyways, it's got her in it, and he's quite good in it. To be fair,
Lena Headey.
That's it. I was gonna say Lena Headey.
Like there's loads of like known actors in that TV show, and we watched like 1 or 2 episodes, and it was pretty good already.
Well, I mean, yeah, like from my perspective, so I'm coming at this from like, so I'm a diehard Resident Evil fan, have been all my life, and there's like what 20 different Resident Evil films, probably roughly at this point, and I've been disappointed by every single one. So I'm at this point where any new video game property, I'm excited for it. Huh?
Even the first one?
Yeah, well,
the first Resident Evil movie?
Even that. That's like where it started to go wrong. Like as a film, it's better than the later ones, but like it introduced the Red Queen, introduced all this stuff. But anyway, I won't go down that rabbit hole. So yeah, so I'm excited for both of these properties, but I'm a bit. Ben, stop cutting over me, mate.
So sorry to trap. I love you, bud. Sorry. My bad.
You mute yourself. No,
you wait next time on your show.
Yeah, you wait. But yeah, no, I'm damn.
We got him out of there. That was strike 3.
There we go. Thanks, guys. Yeah,
Goodbye,
that was too
Ben.
much. That was just too much for Ben.
Wow. Kicked him out.
In the back of the line. Oh.
Whoa.
All right. Oh, there you go. Everyone shuffled.
There we are. But yeah, I think both of these look pretty decent. I'm looking forward to Ryan Hurst as Kratos. I never played the earlier games in the God of War series. I started with Old Man Kratos, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think he's probably as close to a perfect choice as you can get. I think he's got the size, he's got the beard. I mean, that's a big deal.
The voice.
And he's got the voice as well. Yeah, his voice is ridiculously deep. So yeah, I think these could be quite strong. And yeah, Sophie Turner, I don't know. Again, like I think it was Marco was saying, or was it Ben? I can't remember now. I just see her as Sansa. Was it Ben?
Ben said that.
Yeah, sorry, Ben.
Follow the show, James.
I am paying attention, I swear. But yeah, it's just I see her as Sansa. I can't remember her as the Phoenix, so it's going to be interesting to see how she does in this. But she definitely looks the part, I think. From my side, like, and even the outfit's pretty accurate.
The outfit, but like she's not built, like she's not athletic enough.
That's like an athletic body.
She
doesn't
like
like
athletic. She needs to be have a bit more meat on her.
I disagree. I think roughly that.
If you guys look up Vita, if you look up this, there's a photo of her because people were, she had been rumored that she had been cast. There's a picture of her on vacation or whatever where she's flexing. Have you ever seen that photo?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
really looking for the girls flexing on holiday.
I haven't seen.
Well, no. Well, that photo was like being like it was all over the internet because people were like, oh, she's prepping for Tomb Raider, and so like it was a headline. That's why I was bringing it.
I missed that too, and my algorithm's pretty much exclusively women flexing, so that's crazy that slipped past me.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. I want to go to Harrison now. Harrison, we were talking a little bit about this, earlier in the week, but let me know your thoughts. I feel like, and let me know what you think in regards to Lara Croft's look here. The previous version was kind of like more like a reboot, like the outfit that Alicia Vikander was wearing was more towards the newer versions of Tomb Raider. This one seems to be kind of more of a throwback to the original like 90s, even with the shades, right? What do you think about that? And again, what do you think about the God of War adaptation news as well?
Yeah, I was pretty excited for both of these actually. I totally forgot that we were getting a new Lara Croft, so that one surprised me a lot more than the God of War one. I like Funnily enough, both these games, for who's played them, they both sort of got their sort of refreshment as they sort of got the new games. They both sort of changed up a little bit, and I like that for both of these games. Actually, I did play the older ones of Lara, but it was more the newer games, which were very, very much heavily based on Uncharted, which you could tell straight away they were going for that sort of feel of it, which is, it's definitely not a bad thing. They're all really, really good games. And the last Tomb Raider movie we got was very much based on the video games. That it was almost a carbon copy of it with just a few bits changed. So in that aspect, I was like, it's one of those things where I've read the book, so that's better. It was almost like, well, I've played the game, I don't need to watch this, it's not as good. But with this, I like the fact that we're going to a much more classic look for Lara. I think that's a really, really good look for her. I do think she looks good in the role. Like, just her standing there, she looks like Lara should look. Like everybody else, I think I haven't really seen her in anything else other than Game of Thrones, and just like everyone else, the X-Men never really did it for me, those later ones. But I'm excited, because if she does a really good job in this, then people will know her from this, and then that's exciting. So I'm looking forward to that. But the news of Kratos being announced as who's playing him, that was much bigger news for me. I love the God of War games. I've played all the God of War games, and again, while I really love the Greek era more than I don't love it more than Norse, but I do love both eras of that. But I prefer the dad Kratos. I love his connection with his son. I've got children, so that really resonates with me, seeing how he is trying to be a better father than he was a son, and that chemistry I love. So the fact that we're going for that one, I'm more excited for that. And I didn't realize how well Ryan suited the role until it was announced. Like, it just makes, like, when you see it makes so much sense. You've got a person that is a brilliant actor. Anybody that's seen him in Sons of Anarchy as OP is one of the best characters in that show. It's amazing. You hated it when he went, spoiler alert, but he's such a good actor. He looks the part, and the fact that he's also got that connection to the God of War through being Thor, he knows what the game is. He knows, so he's got already some experience in that world. So I feel like he's got extra knowledge where other people may not have. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what he does with it. He's got the presence, he's got the look. I'm very interested to see though if they shave his head, because he's had a long hair for a long time now. And he's got lovely long hair. So
yeah, I'm sure you can relate to that, right? Cutting your hair. I mean, previously when we first met you, you had the long locks, right?
Yeah.
And then you went and
cut it all off,
chopped it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but it's a bit different from going from long hair down here to the shaving your head. So
yeah,
I'd be very interested to see if that's what he does, or if they go the bald cap route. And I feel like he needs to shave his head though.
He needs to go into the part, go into the character, shave his head. Part of the business.
What do you think, TJ Mike, overall about these latest developments? What do you think? Are you excited? Do you care? Do you not care?
I do care on both these franchises to come into, the movie. Is it just going to be movies for these, or
these are series on Amazon? Mm-hmm.
Now that's much more interesting, because I don't know much about these characters, and I know it's a video game which I haven't played. And it says, but if they're going to do a series, that's even much better, because I like to get the backstory of what's going on. And quite honestly, I mean, I'm a retro gamer. I mean, I'm here for the Pac-Man movie. So I'm a retro gamer as in that, but it has surprised me. I watched many shows that I loved, and I didn't play none of these games. And I have Last of Us, Twisted Metal, Fallout right now, second season. Never played these games, excellent, excellent movies, excellent series. Minecraft, is another one. I just watched that movie this week. So, I mean, they've been knocking it out of the park with, making these movies and series out of games. I know a lot of people, they have a lot of backing with these games, but I don't. And it says, but I enjoy them so much. And I think these are going to be just great when they come out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you guys for sharing in regards to your thoughts there. I really appreciate it. Yes.
Jose, can you see what I've shared in the bottom of StreamYard here?
Yes, I can. Here we go.
I saw somebody when they announced Lara Croft say that she's not video game accurate enough. And they posted this out. Oh my god, just like, how do you like low res Sophie Turner in her outfit? You can see it, but, yeah, this is what I was expecting from the show.
Yeah, I've seen some AI photos or whatever.
Minecraft kind of look.
Too funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it wild that not that long ago we saw this and we're like, this looks like real life.
Game.
Like, this is the best graphics we've ever seen.
Graphics.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's being a retro gamer. It's kind of like back in the day. This was like, whoa, that's real good. Looks just like
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some gooners out there that loved this, and it's like, well, looking back, didn't age too well.
Didn't age too well.
I just want to clarify, after seeing the picture of Sophie Turner, I take my words back.
All right.
She's massive. Yeah. She's like shredded. She got six-pack and biceps bigger than James.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
That's what I was referencing. I was referencing that again, not to be,
You were referencing that she has bigger biceps than me. Mm-hmm. Wow, what is this?
Yes. All right, guys. All right. Let me go ahead and move us along because Marco has given me some information that I need to move along the show. So I will do that.
Not on my behalf, bro. You go at whatever speed you need to go. I just
I know. Yeah, I want you here for it. So I want to make sure that we get things going. So guys, if you guys don't mind, we're gonna get into the King Shark details now. All right. Now what we're gonna do is first we have the two future contestants of the next episode, which is in February. That is coming up next month, obviously, and both our contestants are currently on the panel because we're going to do their theme selection. Now I have produced 4 different options that the audience will go ahead and vote on. Okay, so let me go ahead and bring that up. Let me go ahead and do that first. Now again, you guys know the details in regards to how these tournaments are operating. Again, they are former contestants coming back, right, to compete, right? So former champions, two separate brackets that are happening at the same time: the Robert Burns Champions Tournament and the Redemption Tournament. Again, they're facing off against each other. There's going to be a winner of one bracket, the winner of the other bracket. The two champions will face each other in the Ultimate Championship. All right, so that's how it's going. Now again, as you know, the thing about the tournaments is that again they are now being themed. So now the pitches are not your free choice like they are previously in the previous times that you guys were visiting and pitching. Now moving forward, now you have to pitch based on what the audience wants. All right, and I did put ahead and some strengths and some weaknesses for you guys, but again, it all depends on the audience. All right. So what is the audience looking at? Okay. So again, we're looking at the February date for you guys. And so this is the official poster updated to February 2026. So we'll go ahead and get details for you guys as soon as we confirm everything. But these are what we're going to be voting on. Now I'm going to go ahead and set up a poll for you guys.
At me. I'll question any of these.
That's much more choices than what me and Harrison got.
I'll read it straight away. I have the figure for
right?
each. Just throw it at me. Oh,
smack me in the face. Jeez.
Sorry, I'm joking.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and create the poll now, and essentially these are going to be the choices. Again, the choices are James Cameron films. So anything from his filmography, anything that you'd like to do is completely fair game. We have Florence Pugh films, so it would have to be anything that she's starred in. Now, there has been questions in regards to what does it have to be a figure of Florence Pugh? Not necessarily. It can be something she's starred in. So that kind of opens it up for you guys.
Using Florence Pugh films as a backdoor to Oppenheimer is diabolical, but I guess if that's
you
the
could.
rules.
Hey, that is not out of the question. And we do have 2000s films, so now that would apply from 2000 to 2009. All right, so anything within that decade is completely fair game. Then we have superhero films with 30% or less on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, if this gets chosen, I have already created a master listing for you of all the superhero films that are under 30% on Rotten Tomatoes currently. All right. Now, it's not a lot of options, but there's a couple interesting ones there for you. What do you guys think? You guys take a couple minutes as I create the poll. What do you guys think about these options?
I'll smash.
I think they're better than
Bring
mine
it
and
on.
Jim's.
Really?
So many good options here. I mean, just James Cameron films alone.
You know, as they say, bad dancer blames
Even
his.
the superhero films with 30% or less is pretty decent because there'll be characters that people will want in terrible films.
Always to complain, you two. Gosh.
Wow.
Hey, rom-com.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. Rom-com stuff.
See, I was kind of hoping the forced
Clearly don't
categories
know
would
what you
actually
guys do.
narrow my selection. Right? I was thinking it was going to narrow my selection, but this there's a lot in here. I'm like, my God, I don't even know.
This
any of them
opens
I
the
think
door.
will be fun and hard.
Yeah, this opens the door to many avenues, and and if you kind of like flustered and what should I do, or this or that, or this and that, this lays it all out. You got tons of options.
Okay, you won't
I
know
know
what I'm gonna select till last minute because I'm probably gonna change my mind 10
bo-
times.
Oh no! So I'm gonna have that on both sides then with you and Ben. Oh no!
Oh no.
Yeah,
I
and then
made
we both
3 in
gonna
the
come with the
I
same
made,
character.
You're right. I made 3 in the last 12 hours last time.
Yes, you did. All right, so the poll is now live, guys. It is on my channel. So if you're currently watching it on Marco's channel, get off of there and go to my channel. That's where you
over
want to
there.
go. That's the
right.
place to be. So currently, that's where the poll is. We're gonna leave the poll open as the pitches go. So we're gonna go ahead and do the pitches for both Harrison and Jim. They'll do their pitches. After their pitches, we're gonna do the Q&A and rebuttal section as always. But while we do that, we will close the poll officially, and Ben and Vita will know what their theme selection will be. Is that cool? All right, cool. Now, guys, on the panel, you guys can vote, and Ben and Vita, please feel free to vote for the one you want to do. So you're absolutely,
Done.
Absolutely can do that. So go ahead and do so now. All right, guys. So let's get this show rolling. So, guys, it is main event time. It is main event time. It is Harrison coming back after his defeat to one of our guys, forever a Muscle Menos champion, Feel the Burn. Robert knocked you out, but you're back on your feet. You're back to get revenge against my guy, Jimcollector. Now, Jim, you got beat by Vita herself. She's currently here to kind of, let you know, hey, I beat you, and that's why you're here.
Yeah.
So
that's why
I hope you guys are both
Put you in your
excited
place.
to get another crack at it. All right, guys.
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to be to potentially lose a second time, but we'll see how it goes.
As you recall, these were the options for Jim and Harrison. Now, the options were rom-coms, Disney live action remakes, Will Smith films, and 1970 films. Now, the audience voted for rom-coms. So that's what you guys had to do. So I'm excited for you guys to finally see these presentations. Now, I've been talking actively with these guys, so I know what's going on, but I'm excited for you guys to all find out. All right. Now, I do want to go ahead. I'm usually read the disclaimer, but I'm going to have somebody just read the English version real quick. Marco, before you leave, go ahead and read the disclaimer.
Bro, like I've said before, I went to public school. This is not the task to give me, but let's struggle through this
if you
here.
want. I can read it.
Oh,
if
go
you
for it,
want,
Ben.
Marco, too.
Please
Ben,
do. Yeah,
all
yeah.
right.
I'd love
Go
to hear.
for it.
It's basically like I'm reading it if you're reading it. So go for it.
Fair enough. It's only my second time reading. So, by participating in this figure pitch game, you acknowledge and agree that any pitch, idea, or concept presented during the competition is provided freely and without expectation of compensation or further involvement. You understand that by submitting your pitch, you renounce any and all rights, claims, or ownership of the content presented. You further agree that this pitch you further agree that the pitch and related ideas are now considered fair game for use by said companies and or any associated parties without legal obligation.
Perfect.
Sorry, my buzzer went off. Sorry, my buzzer went off. By continuing with your participation, you consent to the terms and waive any legal rights or claims to compensation regarding the use of your pitch.
Yeah, that last sentence is pretty important.
We may have to do some editing, but I feel like we should just record that and play it every time, Ben, because that was silky smooth. Vida, earmuffs, please. But I am feeling a little something right now after you reading that, Ben. So, yeah, good job.
Of course, my apartment buzzer went off at the last possible second. I apologize, guys.
Oh,
all right, guys, we're going to get into it now. Again, recall that these are the guys you guys are pitching to. This is the Shark Tank panel that you guys are looking at. We got Hot Toys represented. We got In-Art. We got Jazz Inc. Got J&D somewhere in the back. We got we got everybody up in here. So just recall that is who you're pitching to. Make sure you make a note of that. Now, before we do, I want to go and show this great intro video. Before we get into it, give me one moment here. I should have had that ready. And here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
And shout out to my guy, the Movie Cannon, Gio, who created not only just the official King Shark Tank promo that you just saw, but also the intro you saw at the beginning. So shout out to the Movie Cannon for doing that for us today. Now, again, you guys, these are the rules. Again, two competitors must state which company they're pitching to. Let us know. Panelists will represent said company the competitor chooses. So again, we'll put our Hot Toys or In-Art or whatever hat we need to do. We'll go ahead and judge accordingly. Competitors will have 5 minutes. Of course, there is a grace if you go over. Both competitors, once you have both pitched, we'll do the Q&A section and rebuttal opportunity. So if there's something that you saw about the pitch that you didn't like of your opponents, definitely go ahead and highlight it, because they may go ahead and get some votes your way. And lastly, we'll go ahead and get the votes for the panel and the live chat, and we'll determine the winner. All right, guys, go ahead. And who wants to go first? Now, I think I spoke to Harrison. You're okay with going first?
Yeah,
right,
I can go first if you would like me to go first.
Yes. All right. So go ahead. I know you sent it to me, but again, if you want to try to pull it up, and because I know we were having some issues in particular with your presentation, so I want to make sure you're happy.
Yes.
So, we got Vito ready with the notes. Yes.
Ready with the
We
dough.
love that enthusiasm.
Let's have a look.
All right. And then, Jim, if you could probably on your side maybe get yours ready to go, so that way we can transition to yours right off the bat.
I'm more professional than Harrison. Mine's all ready to go straight away. So.
Oh, okay.
Wow, already.
All right. Wow.
It begins.
I'm on a stream with him, so it's organized. Don't worry, guys.
Right. Can you see that?
I see it. Let me, I will bring it up.
I'll have all the
Okay.
technical issues now.
I will go ahead and get the timer ready to go. Here it is. All right, Harrison. As soon as I pull it up, it will start your 5 minutes. All right. And
Yep, okay.
Go.
Cool. Okay. Hello, and thank you, Sharks, for having me back to be able to give you another fantastic pitch. Last time we were here, we learned a lot about what customers could be looking for in the figure industry. With this experience and research, we feel that we have a character that is a must-have for fans. Today, we are pitching to Caustic Plastic. The Mask is one of the most recognizable and rewatchable films of the 90s, yet it has never received a truly definitive, official modern 1/6 scale figure. This proposal introduces a premium screen-accurate figure focused on Tina Carlisle and Stanley Ipkiss, built around a 5-version release strategy that allows collectors to enter different levels while rewarding high-end buyers with truly deluxe offerings that the company is known for. We have designed a 5-tier offering system that consists of a clean, accessible standard edition, all the way up to a fully loaded museum-style masterpiece edition with increasing accessories, display options, and story value at each step. Tina's release centers on elegance, fashion, and presence, with iconic wardrobe looks, redefined portraits, and display-driven accessories that elevate her beyond a supporting character into a true centerpiece figure. So, as you can see, she'll come with a full red dress with a removable jacket, a full silicone body, a magnetic base with nameplate, fully rooted head sculpt with rolling eyes on a display neck piece. And this is everything that will come with the standard edition of Tina, $295 price range. For the deluxe version of Tina, we'll have both swap out outfits, the red dress and the black and white dress. The chair, so you can pull off iconic poses from the film.
Amazing.
As well as two head sculpts, one with hair up and hair down, both on display necks as well as moving eyes. And this is everything that will come with the deluxe option at a $395. Stanley's release focuses on expression, transformation, and physical comedy, offering multiple portraits, hands, and iconic props that allow collectors to capture both the awkward and confident chaos of the character. So for Stanley, we have a fully articulated body in his brown suit, as well as, of course, the mask. His head will also be fully rooted with rolling eyes, a magnetic base, and this is everything that will come in the standard edition at $295. For the deluxe version, you'll also receive Stanley's most trusted partner, Milo, that will come with just as much personality as Stanley and Tina. So with the deluxe, we'll have both swap out suits, both grey and brown suits, multiple posing options with Milo, 2 head sculpts, both rooted with moving eyes, a fully flocked Milo, 2 swap out Milo portraits, one with his tongue sticking out and one not. And this is everything that will be included in the deluxe edition for $395. Together, Stanley and Tina are designed to display as a pair, creating immediate narrative and visual impact while remaining strong and standalone pieces. So for the ultimate deluxe version, you'll come with both deluxe options that will of Tina and Stanley. You'll get a 3rd swap out Milo head with him holding the mask, and then another 3rd head sculpt of Tina, but this time with a smiling expression and a display neck piece. This is everything that will be included in the ultimate deluxe version, which would be $825 with a limited 30-day pre-order. The 5-version structure ensures broad market appeal, strong price laddering, and long-term collectability without oversaturating the brand. Ultimately, this line isn't about producing another figure, it's about delivering the version collectors have been waiting decades for, built with accuracy, restraint, and respect for the source material. We feel we have worked very hard to give you a strong first look of what we've come up with. All pieces are subject to change, but with that, thank you very much. And if you have any questions, I will happily accept them.
Sure you're not going to miss this guy? When he's gone, all that's left is me.
Mate, that was incredible. That was
Nice.
so good. That was
Great
so good.
job.
Thanks.
And right on time.
I'd
Right
buy
on
that.
time, Harrison. Right on
Perfect.
time.
I'd buy that.
Yes.
Incredible.
Perfect. We'll time that well.
Beautiful.
Great
I think I
job.
might
Beautiful.
leave now. And
Oh, already?
good.
I must admit, when I was
doing.
doing that, I was talking myself into it. I was like, oh damn, I actually want this now.
That's
Maybe
the
it'll
point.
happen.
That's the point.
If anyone's going to do it, it'll be Caustic Plastic. So, there we go.
Yeah.
Hey, and I told you, Harrison, I'm like, Caustic Plastic is the company
Yeah.
to pitch to.
Yeah,
That'd
definitely.
be the best option.
All right, but before we get into any more questions and things like that, guys, I want to go ahead and get Jim on board here. Jim, go ahead and get your everything ready to go. You're going to go ahead. Oh, that's a question that we will answer in just a moment in terms of the price. He wants to know if it's dollars or pounds. So we'll get into that in a moment, Gio. But go ahead, Jim, whenever you are ready.
Right,
We'll
click
get
the
you
present
sorted.
button, didn't I?
Let's see.
Share screen. That one. Share. Awesome. Can you see that?
There we go. I see it. I see it. Okay.
Oh, it's switched.
Yeah.
2 seconds. Swap.
I see it. I see it. It's there.
There we go.
All right. Let me start your timer and then you can go now.
Oh my god. Sorry, I just knocked everything off my desk. This is a great start. 2 seconds, my bad. All right. Oh. Good afternoon and good evening, Howard, esteemed board of directors and collectors across the world. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. So I'm obviously pitching to Hot Toys, and today I come to you with a very unique proposition that I believe will allow you to enter an untapped and potentially very lucrative area of the 1/6 scale market. Now, as collectors, we're always clamoring for 1/6 representation of our favorite characters. So far, Hot Toys, you guys have delivered a lot of people's most wanted, but there is one character you have yet to represent. This character is very unique in that he not only represents comedy gold from the big screen, but he also represents the collector themselves at their very core. I am, of course, talking about Andy from the 40-Year-Old Virgin, the most relatable figure you will ever own. Relatable, hopefully not autobiographical. So this is our pitch for today. This is a bit of an interesting figure. So what am I smoking? So yeah, you may be thinking this is the most random pitch ever. Well, what you call random, I call disruptive. And if something is disruptive, it demands attention. If something demands attention, it sells. Now, you obviously need more than that tagline, so the why. So the film itself had huge financial success. It grossed $177.4 million on a budget of just $26 million. Now, if a rom-com can do that, imagine what the figure representation of this could also do. That's a huge audience for you to tap into. Now, it's also a winner of multiple awards, such as the MTV Movie and TV Awards, so it's a highly regarded film. And it is, of course, a completely untapped market. We'll get into that a little bit more later. Now, the biggest spin for this figure is the collector representation. We all have figures of superheroes and characters that we absolutely love. But as a collector, I always want to represent myself with my collection. I choose my favorite games, my favorite movies, my favorite characters. But I would love, and I think many people would love, to see a character that represents themselves on their own display. Now, I'll turn your attention to Pop figures. Now, Pop offers a Pop Yourself, and they have a revenue of roughly $80 million. So that shows that people are looking to see themselves in the figures that they have on display. And I think Andy is a perfect kind of middle ground to get into that area of the market. Now, there's also an upsell option as well. Hot Toys, you already have sold miniature Hot Toys boxes. This is another way to kind of upsell that product as well. So you've got another potential revenue stream to fall onto from there. Okay, now enough of that. Let's talk about the actual figure himself. So it is Andy that we're selling, and it is going to be him in his Smart Tech outfit. We're going to go for fully seamless silicone arms to kind of keep that realism there as well. We are going to go with sculpted hair on this one. It is kind of a new figure, so we want to keep those costs a little bit lower so that we can recoup as much as possible. It's going to be a plastic wristwatch. There's going to be a lanyard as well that is detachable, and it will be a fully leather belt that will come around his waist, of course. So production costs. Now, as this is a unique figure and your first venture into the rom-com market, I would suggest the run is limited to around 2,000, possibly 3,000 units. This will keep our production costs to a strict budget, and it will create an air of scarcity around the figure, which will draw in more buyers. Now, in terms of accessories, what do you get with this guy? So we're going to offer a 1/6 scale detail with Andy. So we've all seen his collector's room. He's one of us, all right? So it has to have a detail included. We do see one in the film. Of course, he has to have his big box of porn that he gets from, I think it's Dave, if I'm remembering rightly, in the film. There is, of course, an anatomical model of the female reproductive system, which is from one of the best scenes in the film. And of course, his trombone. And then we will include 4 miniature Hot Toys boxes as well. And then we'll have the side revenue of other, so you can have a miniature of each Hot Toys figure you've released, the box. So collectors can buy their favorite figures and put them in there as well. Or they can decide what their favorite, what Andy's favorite figures might be. In terms of pricing, Hong Kong dollars 2,220, US dollars 280, in GBP that's about £212. Closing remarks, Hot Toys Collectables made with collectors in mind. That would be our tagline, collector representation. We all want to see a bit of ourselves in our collections. It is an untapped market. You can start a new rom-com line of one-off small batch figures. My next potential line would be When Harry Met Sally as a potential spin-off from this, if you decide to create the rom-com Masterline series. And that is my pitch. Thank you very much. Any closing thoughts or questions?
You actually wrote that one girl looked like she was hurting for a squirtin'?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hurting for a squirtin'. I wrote that.
Oh, so you wrote hoe for show.
Yeah, I remember that girl. She was a hoe.
For sure.
For show.
I always laugh at this
I
one.
think some of the people here might be sexually inexperienced. Is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it?
Is that a serious question?
No, it wasn't.
I can first go ahead, round of applause for both contestants. Thank you so much for that. A lot of effort.
Good job.
A lot of love into those pitches. You could feel it when you guys were presenting them. So, guys, this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough one. Marco, you're going to have to decide before you go. So you're going to have to let us know your decision before you hop on off. All right. So,
man. Yeah, this is kind of an impossible choice, honestly. I feel like every time, like I'm on the fence every time these pitches are given because everyone just always brings it. I think Jim, I felt the same way when Jim was saying like, oh, he's screwed because Harrison brought it. Like thought of every little detail, right? Like all the different SKUs, absolutely like down to every detail, which I love. Also, side note, no one has ever looked hotter in a movie than Cameron Diaz in The Mask. So I think you're playing to the right audience here. But then Jim, you know, obviously his initial pitch last time was great, right? He's just a great salesperson. Could sell me anything, honestly. Really, like, just what a good choice, right? Like to connect that to collectors, right? Like that's just such a nice little touch, honestly. So I am still really trying to figure it out. I will make sure that I vote on Jose's channel in the poll, but I just don't know yet, honestly, because I still have to hear a few more of the questions and what some of the rebuttals are, because both really were really great. And all the clips, Jose, commend you on that, because yeah, really, really good. So that's all I have to say. Just great job to both of the contestants, because yeah, really, really fun pitches.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Before we get into the rest of the panel's thoughts, I want to go ahead and close the poll. Ben and Vita, it is time. What has the audience decided for you guys? Let's see. Let me pull this up.
Oh, shit.
And we will officially conclude that poll so we can get the poll going for these gentlemen. So you're going to see a little double screen here, but that's the only way I can show you. As of right now, in the lead, 2000s films with 54%.
Okay, man, that's
all right.
A lot of options.
Yeah.
That's
So
a wide,
I will officially close
Oh
the
my
poll
God.
as you see there. So we will close the poll. Guys, 2000s films is your option. Anywhere from 2000 to 2009 is fair game.
I mean,
Cool.
clearly Marco needs another Heath
9
Ledger
years of
Joker, so that's going to
movies.
be my obvious choice. So,
Bro, you have my vote. Regardless, you've got my vote.
All right. I want to go ahead. Ben, you just saw 2 excellent presentations.
Oh, man.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Just questions for no decision just yet. Just questions,
Okay. No
any
decision yet.
concerns. Yeah, no decision yet. Just questions, concerns, anything you have, you want to ask any of these gentlemen here after the presentations.
Sure. I think, I guess a question that I would have had for Harrison or Viking Collectables, with the Stanley Ipkiss, totally love the Ipkiss. I mean, for me, The Mask is one of my favorite films of all time. So as soon as it was a mask, I was like, oh, okay, you got me. But we've really only seen third-party representations of The Mask proper. So what was your rationale on giving 2 Stanley Ipkisses in his business suit versus a 2-pack with like a mask figure? What was your thoughts there?
Yeah, so we have had third parties of the Yellow Mask and with him in as the Mask as we know it. But I just felt that didn't meet the rom-com side of it. The rom-com is definitely the romantic side of it, and that would definitely be Stanley and Tina. Their relationship as it grows through the film.
That's fair, because I guess at the end, even that clip that Jose shared, right, where he's like, is me or the mask, and he throws the mask off the bridge, right? That's
Exactly.
that rom-com side. Like, she chose love with Stanley, so okay, I can appreciate that.
Well, here's another
I
one.
knew I'd found someone special.
The mask.
Oh, it's the guy inside the mask. It's you.
And then I guess I would only then have one. And then for Jim, because I also love 40-Year-Old Virgin, and that might be my choice, just because I love both pitches. I'm like, ooh, like I love the idea of the detolf. I love the idea that you guys had, that you're looking at like the rom-com line, not just like one specifically, but thinking, for a company pitching for the future. I think all that was amazing. I guess my only like mild concern, if I was investing in that product, would be kind of the perception around collectors being 40-year-old virgins who collect toys. I know that like for a lot of us, sometimes we don't want to bring new dates into our collection rooms because we're a little bit worried that they're going to be like, ooh, you guys are toy collectors. And like, hey, to us, I think we all think it's the coolest shit ever, but sometimes there is a little bit of that negative perception. Do you think that figure actually kind of promotes that perception based on the fact that the movie is literally called The 40-Year-Old Virgin Who Collects Toys and some of those things? Like, is that a negative spin to wanting to collect that character?
Okay, I have 2 points. So in my pitch, I said relatable, not autobiographical. That relates to the 40-year-old virgin thing. I know most of us here, everyone here pretty much. I mean, most collectors I know are married with kids, so that we know that doesn't apply. Secondly, as well, like the film itself, it starts out by kind of portraying him as this lonely, nerdy collector, but in the end, because if you remember, he starts to sell off his figures, and then he decides not to. So I think there is an element of acceptance from his partner of his collecting habit, and in fact, generally speaking, she's quite accepting of it throughout the whole film. So I did consider this, but then I did think that the film, to me, when I watch it, it teaches acceptance around collecting, because that's not why he's a virgin, right? It's not because he collects these toys. He's a virgin because he's had bad experiences in the past. He's a little bit frigid and timid, and that's kind of led him to kind of being where he is. Obviously, he's used collecting to fill the void, but for me, it just teaches acceptance around collecting. So I don't think it has that negative connotation around it. So I think we'd be fine in that, and I think the collectors would really enjoy having like a little collector representation, a character that is a collector themselves on the shelf. And I think it's a good way to kind of poke fun at ourselves as well a little bit for some some self-humor. So yeah.
Hell yeah. No, well said, I'm convinced.
Cool.
Yes, I'd like to add on I love both pitches. You guys did a great job. I was gonna say for Jim, I was waiting for it says for the figure, swap out chest piece, because remember the scene when he had to rip all his hair.
So
And included a swap out chest piece.
Or at least one of the glue
would've
sheets
considered
with
it.
hair on it. Yeah.
So there was I considered the boner version, but I thought people weren't going to go for that. Let's face it, with his underwear, like at the beginning of the film. I was like, no. I did consider the chest hair, but my only concern with that was cost of a fully seamless torso or silicone body and rooted hair, and I was like, that's the only. But there was a prototype with rooted chest hair with the patches, so that was considered. So there could be four in the future. You know?
Interesting.
Yeah, if it does well, we can do a Wolverine, you know, so we can do like the fully suited version, and then we can do a half naked one. You know, we can do that.
Yeah, that was a good pick. With Harrison, it was the same thing. Once I saw, the mask, that's one of my favorites back in the day. But this is the key point with this movie. Of course, we could sell the mask, the whole character, the yellow suit, everything else. He says, but I don't think much collectors think about the couple. But when I was watching it, your pitch, and I saw the couple, you're pitching, both of them, I can really, this is when you can get it. When you finish your pitch and you can say, yeah, that's a good idea. I would buy that. And he says, and then, that's the key for me. And this is what the show is about, right? The game is about. It's pitching and seeing if you can sell something, if it's worth, the people will buy it. And it says, and quite honestly, I would buy that. And it was like totally, I would never even think of that area. I would think of the mask and the yellow suit and everything. Just like the third party, they have, I think, 2 suits or something to that effect. He says, but I would never thought of those couple. But with that pitch, he says, I would. So good job, Harrison.
Thank you very much.
Good job for both.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. I do want to go ahead and make a note, guys, that the poll is now live. So go ahead and please go ahead and cast your votes. Now, the vote must go on my channel. Not if you're currently watching on Marco's channel, get off of there. You don't want to be there. Place to be is on my channel. That is true. The poll is live. So go ahead and vote. Now, Jim and Harrison, you may vote for yourselves. You may vote for each other. You can vote whatever you'd like to do. No problem. If you got burners, vote for yourself 3 times. I don't care. As long as the results are there at the end, that's going to be our winner. All right. Now, I want to go to both competitors. Now, guys, this is the rebuttals section. Guys, if there's something you saw about the pitch. Now, Jim, a lot of people bringing up the point, even in the chat, people are bringing up Fig Poser saying, unfortunately, the mask is more collectible. Okay, so are you referencing Fig Poser? Are you referencing the fact that he's doing a Stanley Ipkiss and not the mask? And is that a weak point in his presentation? Jim, do you think that's something that the audience is picking up on and maybe kind of leaning more towards your way?
I don't know. Harrison did such an excellent pitch. It's hard for me to really pick it apart. It was so well presented, and he had so many good choices. It was really well thought out as well. I think a mask figure would have been the first thing that came to my mind. I did think for the ultimate set, you could have offered a 3-pack with the mask, Stanley Ipkiss, and then I can't even remember the character's name, Cameron Diaz. But I think that would have been quite a chunky, hefty price. We're probably looking at Ghostbusters prices kind of for that set. But I think Harrison did say there are third-party the masks available, and they're pretty good as well. So I think people that have gone in for that, this would be an easy thing for them to get in to expand upon that line. And I think they're right. It is a really collectible line as well. So I probably should be trashing his idea, but I kind of can't, just because the mask is goated at this point. So yeah, I haven't got much to say on there. I think Vissa, you had a few questions, didn't you?
Well,
Vita, yes,
I have
absolutely.
criticism for both of you.
Let's do it. Bring it.
These movies I would consider being rom-com. They more comedy.
Rom-com.
No, the first thing.
Rom-com.
So Vita, I
The
will
first
say that
thing
that
I think
that
when
go ahead,
I
go ahead.
hear these names, both of these names, for me, the first thing I think of is comedy, not rom-com. Rom-com is How to Lose the Guy in 10 Days, No Strings Attached, About Time, 500 Days of Summer, where it's a bit of more love story. Both of these stories are not about love story. They both
not?
have love involved, but it's more about 40-year-old who's virgin, and then another one is more about the man who really wants something so bad that he's becoming something else. You know, green in face, for example, just because he wants to be something and he thinks he's not enough to be just himself. So I think the main story is not about love. And it's just my opinion. You can disagree with it if you want, but I'm just saying my opinion. For me, this is not a rom-com.
I saw S-Beam actually in the comments. Shout out to S-Beam. He did say, personally from him, he wouldn't consider either of them.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
40-year-old virgin rom-com because it is. Also, ChatGPT does agree with me. It is
AI, Skynet.
Be careful. That's all I'm gonna say.
I would like to just counter your point, Vita. I've always thought, especially when I was doing this and then I did rewatch The Mask with the kids because I hadn't seen it yet. But I always got the fact that The Mask was almost like a visual version of what Stanley is feeling. Like he feels like he needs to be somebody else for somebody to like him. And then by the end of the film, he's like, oh no, actually, I can just be myself. And she loves me, not the mask, which is the throwing the mask away. It's almost him throwing away that side where it's like, no, I am enough. She wants me, not the mask. And I feel like the whole movie almost was that side of it.
Growing up, Mask was one of my favorite movies, but the main thing I remember from both of the movies is the comedy aspect, not the love story. That's just my opinion. That's all. You know, like I love the Mask. I would love to have Mask figures. But yeah, I just have a actually question for both of you in regards to your pitches. So I didn't catch on Harrison's pitch what's the materials of all the hairs involved and which ones are rooted and which ones are sculpted, please.
They're all rooted.
All rooted.
They're all fully rooted artisan hair but more like the in-art ones.
Okay.
Not the glue options.
And what about the materials of the costumes and dresses?
They will be as accurate as possible to the real fabrics used.
Oh.
Which are? I'm joking.
Cotton, nylon.
It is whatever the clothes are normally made out of.
Silk, what are we talking about?
It's really soft clothing. It's just really comfortable. They'll
Very
look
soft.
really amazing.
Soft goods.
Cool. And for James, just for disclaimer, I haven't seen his pitch until like all of you guys saw it. I just knew the character he's going to be pitching, and I didn't say anything about it at the time, and we didn't discuss this. So my questions for James is, I didn't catch if it has a base. I remember display and the box, but don't remember if we have a base with it. And does the display light up like our display at home?
Those are very good questions, actually. I did consider LED light up detail, so that is what we would go for. I actually left that at the pitch, so good catch. The base, it is going to be a standard base. I don't want to, because it is a new line and it is an experimental line, I didn't want to go too heavy into the production cost. So the base will be a basic base. It's not going to be the sand base, don't worry about that. It'll be your standard Hot Toys rectangle base, but it'll be kind of a carpeted top to reflect the inside of his apartment.
Okay, and I didn't catch about the features of the figure, so I hope the eyes are movable. We don't go backwards in that aspect.
Movable eyes, yeah, movable eyes.
And
Toys doesn't always like to specify.
Okay, well that's why I'm asking. You know? And could you just remind me the price tags, please?
Yeah. Bear with me 1 second. I do have that on my pin.
I think it was about, was it 220?
I think it's
UK mark?
GBP. It's about 212,
Okay.
about 2,200 Hong Kong dollars, and I think it's about 280 US dollars.
So okay, that's pretty cheap for a figure.
Well, yeah, again, it's experimental line, so it's the beginning line. So I was kind of looking into it. I did compare against some other one-offs that Hot Toys have done as well, and kind of price appropriately around that.
Okay, fair enough. So
Just,
does it mean that you're gonna use the cheap materials for the clothing? As you mentioned, the leather belt, which would be expensive, essentially, but
I did do some research cost analysis, and actually leather can be cheaper than pleather. There's different qualities of leather, don't forget that. So that's something you can easily look into. Hot Toys already has mass production deals with different people that work with fabric. So I was sounding smart then, and I failed. So that's already plugged into the price.
Okay.
So
Brilliant. And just the last question about the display.
Jason didn't get this many questions.
Whoa!
Well,
His picture's better. That's why.
Yeah,
She wants to
she's
make
grilling
sure.
you.
Look, she wants to make sure if she's
I'm
gonna
not
vote for
saying
you.
anything.
you know.
I just have more questions about this particular one because I think it was second, so it's just I remember more. So sorry, can you just remind me how you're gonna light up the display?
USB-C lights up, yeah, so it'll plug into the base.
Okay, and obviously cable is not included as part of the figure.
Hey, that's out of my hands. That's all down to Howard Chan, you know. What can I say?
Okay, my questioning has finished now. It's fine. Thank you very
That's
much.
concluded.
Stressful.
There you go.
Very good. She's a tough cookie.
You made a good move.
By the way, Vita, I do agree with you that initially I didn't think either of these were rom-com films either until I thought more about the story of both of them, and then I could see the connection. But I agree. My initial thought was the weird choices for that, for sure.
Yeah.
Agree on
So again, they had to kind of run their idea by me. Now, initially, Harrison was hesitant, right, because he's not a romantic comedy guy. But the more we thought about it, and the more we were talking about ideas, the mask came up because, again, it is a comedy, but the romance is definitely at the heart of that film. And I think that applies as a romantic comedy. Now, we did also do a Google search. We saw what other people were saying, and it is classified as a romantic comedy. And the same thing for the 40-year-old version. Yeah, it's this whole, like, you know, Seth Rogen style comedy, right? But at the heart of it, there is this love story. And so I felt that it did fall into the categories. So I was okay with it, with them going with these choices.
I think this is like different discussion. You know, majority of the action movies have a love story in it, but we don't call them love rom movies.
Yeah,
action rom. That came out
it's
wrong.
a bit fluid.
You know what I mean?
I think I get what you mean. Like, for example, I did consider doing Hitch. That's definitely a rom-com.
I agree. That's
So I
better than
kind
rom-com.
of see what you mean, but I also agree with Jose. I think these can be considered romantic comedies. / Google agrees with me. So
That's
true.
exactly what I told myself. Also, to clarify, because I was asked, I was asked earlier, it was in dollars, not pounds for mine. What Gio
Yes,
asked
no,
earlier.
yeah. Gio did ask that question, and very good question to go ahead and do a callback on. Thank you so much for answering that question for Gio. We do appreciate that. All right. So
just to add on this was a tough theme. And when I asked Harrison, well, what's the theme last night? And he said rom-com. And he said, what? Because the theme from the start has all been kind of different, being focusing on one thing. But this went out of the circle, but it was real good. You're thinking out of the box, Jose, to do this. And it paid off. So it's like it's connecting together.
absolutely. All right, guys. So we have 26 live viewers. I mean, that's awesome. 26 live viewers. Go ahead and hit the like button, but also please go and vote. We only had 15 votes, so that means that 11 of you haven't voted. So please go ahead, if you have not voted, go ahead and vote, because these guys definitely could use it. Right now, I want to go ahead and give a live update. Currently, as of right now, where are we? We are currently at 16 votes. And of those 16 votes, currently, Jimcollector has 44% with the 40-year-old virgin, and Viking has 56% with Stanley and Tina. Now that's currently where we read.
That's the way I
However,
decided last time.
so I am going to go ahead and give you guys a couple more minutes.
Vote, everybody, vote.
Please go ahead and vote. Now I do want to
Vote.
go ahead and let you guys know. Now Marco did have to go ahead and step out, but he did let me know who he voted for, and he also let it know in the chat. So let me go ahead and bring up his comments.
Okay.
Now he said he got in his vote for Jim, so this one went to Jim. He said it was a brutal choice. Both crushed it. And he wants to let us know to have a great rest of the show. Yeah, man, we will miss you. I know you're on a milk carton somewhere, but we will miss you. All right, guys. Let's see. I don't want to leave it open too much, but let's see. How about we get into the next topic? Go ahead and give them a couple more minutes. Now, this is a conversation I wanted to bring up real quick. If y'all don't mind, let me go ahead and bring up my slide. And this one's kind of it doesn't have to be a lengthy conversation, but it's something I've noticed recently in the world of third party. Now, a third party doesn't really come up in shows anymore, and I'm kind of curious as to why. Now, for the most part, there's contributing factors as to why, but I wanted to kind of pick your brains about it. How do you generally feel about third party now as previously? Do you still collect third party? I feel like I find myself at times not really looking at third party anymore. Like before, it was definitely an exciting, alternative, right? Especially because it would help fill gaps in your collection. Like, I'm questioning here: is third party staying behind? Like companies like Mars Toys, Toys Era, So Toys, and obviously all the derivatives of them, Toys Battalion and all those once helped fill holes in our collections. But are they staying behind? Some of the latest third-party figures have been kind of questionable. Not everything. I know, Harrison, you're adamant third-party collector. There's some great ones that have recently come out. But lately I've been noticing a pattern with third-party, especially with like Mars Toys is kind of doing it too. I'm calling it silent releases, where they're essentially just, many of these companies are just kind of, these long delayed figures that we've been anticipating. All they're doing is just showing the box. And I have a picture here of Starlight from The Boys, where they just show the box. Now, Starlight went for pre-order like almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And so they just show the box and say, oh, expect an invoice, and you have no idea what you're getting. And so I'm questioning, like, what's going on with these companies? Now, I know Mars Toys came in hot, but was that one of a kind? Like the prankster from 66, Batman 66, was a sought out figure. I know, Ben, you can speak to. It was one of those contenders for figure of the year in Collecting Weekly. So it was very much talked about. I know Marco, if he was still here, Marco's not a 66 avid viewer as far as I know, but even he felt like he needed to buy that figure because it was that good. So is it because it's a saturated market? Where's my Willy Wonka, Mars Toys? Is there just too many options? Are they staying behind? InArt and Hot Toys are competing with each other to bring us to the next level of realism and quality, right? So I did notice also a trend of high-end customs, unlicensed companies that are making short-run figures. I brought up the Poor Toys Blade Runner 2049. Harrison, I think that Planet of the Apes one is kind of a more of a limited SKU. I think the one that you guys bought, I don't remember what company made that one, but that's also third party. There's a couple other ones that have been made that feel more like custom runs. So is that the evolution of third party? And is that the death of the version we knew? I want to go first to Ben. What do you think about this?
It's a great question. I think, ask me 2 years ago, maybe even a year ago, and I would have said third party was on the rise for me, that they were getting my attention more often. Some of the characters that they were, helping to supplement into your displays, right, were fantastic. You mentioned that Cesar Romero Joker, like that thing was insanely good. The Nathan Drake Limb Toys from the Uncharted series, that thing, like, stunning figure and everything it comes with. But for me, where the hype is really diminished is the length of time that it takes. I feel like when I started collecting years ago, back in 2014, if and when the third party option was available, you could typically expect to see that within 6 months to a year. But now it's kind of like 2 years, 3 years. Some of these I'm like, are they ever going to come? Like I'm still waiting on the So Toys Reverse Flash figure. I honestly don't
Yeah.
know if I'm ever gonna get that thing. Like I'm pretty sure I ordered that like at least 2 years ago, if not longer.
Mhm.
To the point where, you know, there are so many other licensed figure companies now that produce wonderful figures, right? There's so much more competition on the license side. And every single month, every single week as 6-scale collectors, there's something new that tickles our fancy and tries to, you know, get into our wallet, right? And so for me, I'm kind of like, I'm always, you know, changing my collection. I'm always changing how I decide to display, what characters I think are most important to have. And if a character takes 3 years to get it, or even 2 years to get it at this point, there's a chance that I've moved on in my conceptual display in my mind and don't actually feel like I need that character like I once did. So I've been a lot slower to buy these things. Again, there's a handful of them out there that I do feel like I've missed on, that I'm willing to pay now a little bit more on the secondary to get in hand. Again, like that Nathan Drake, I finally purchased that about a month ago, and it, you know, should be here pretty soon. Like I can't wait to get that guy in. But overall, like I would say, yeah, I think that they've started to fall behind a little bit. I think that there's just enough really good characters and a lot of really great licensed companies out there already who are more predictable. Because they're licensed, we feel more safe spending our money with them. Because that's the other piece with a third-party company. If they go under or they get sued and they're gone, they're just gone, what happens to your money? What happens to your pre-order? Or like what happens to that figure in general? Is it safe to put, you know, your money into that company for all these years to wait on it, right? So it poses more questions for me and diminishes my confidence more than sticking with the licensed options at this point. So I will still keep an eye out on third party though, because I think overall there's still going to be those cherries, you know what I mean? Those figures that you're like, oh, I can't, you know, nobody else is making that and I'm going to pick that one up. But that was actually the reason that I asked Harrison earlier why he didn't consider, you know, an actual mask figure for his pitch, because I haven't wanted to go with the third-party route for the masks. I like, there's some decent ones, but I'd love to see like a Caustic Plastic take a real crack at a, you know, a really great mask figure, for example, and be licensed. So as of right now, diminished confidence, way too long to get these figures in hand, and so much more competition out there for licensed options that it makes me want to pause on those searches.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to go to Jim and Vita about this. I know you guys, you have a couple third party in the collection, or just remind me if you do. But I know you guys keep an eye out, especially for video game adaptations, video game characters. Third party is usually where they live. What do you think about this?
I think Ben pretty much has the right of it. I think there was a time a couple years ago when we were hearing a lot from these third-party companies. So Toys was dropping out quite a lot. Mars Toys had the Joker, and it's just gone very quiet on that front. And I think a lot of that's probably to do with the nature of the kind of third-party game, because it's not strictly allowed, is it? So they need to be slightly careful. Quite often you'll see brands disappear and reappear under the different name, but it's the same people, or so we hear. So I think that creates a lot of unpredictability, and you can just see it in the comments as well. And from what Ben was saying, it takes them so long to release a figure now. So you can have one on PO and then it will take forever to do it. But and Harrison will obviously back me on this. As an avid gamer, you don't get enough video game characters at all. So there are some third companies that are doing really well. So I'd like to highlight Lim Toys, for example. They do take a bit of time to get their figures out as well. They're not, you know, they're not any better really from that standpoint, but they are pretty much on Hot Toys level of quality. That Nathan Drake, for example, looked absolutely fantastic. So there are still some companies out there to get hyped for, that I'm quite excited about. For example, they're doing the Last of Us line. So you've got Joel, Ellie, and the Clicker. They're really exciting as well. I'm looking forward to them. Joel and Ellie are on PO, so hopefully we'll get them. Hopefully it'll be quicker than what we've seen with a lot of third parties. So I do think they're falling a little bit to the wayside. I do also think that's partly down to, like Ben was saying, just InArt's cranked up its production. Now we're getting figures a lot quicker. Hot Toys is releasing even more figures now with so many different IPs that we never would have got, that go beyond just the big three. So I think that has a big crunch on it as well. So I do think it's fallen a little bit to the wayside. Hopefully we do see more. I'm always happy for third party though, because I need to see more video game characters, and Hot Toys are getting better, but they need to do better. And InArt massively disappointed me by relegating basically their video games to 1/12. Absolutely devastating news that. I wish they carry that on. But yeah.
What about you, Vita? What do you think about third party?
The
Penguin was third party, remember him?
I do, yeah. So I don't really know much about the third parties, and like I heard of the names, like being part of a community now within past year or so. And obviously, as Jim said, we had that penguin, which was an amazing figure.
That was really good.
I was really
Plus
surprised knowing that it was third party, because the likeness, I mean, Hot Toys sometimes miss likeness so much, and that was like spot on.
Yeah.
I actually was pretty sad when you like let it go as well, because I feel like I didn't really even had time to take any pictures and such.
Yeah, I'd sold it because I'd sold off the Batman, because it didn't impress me as much as I wanted. So I was like,
But now you're regretting it.
I do regret. I'd actually get the penguin back now, especially after the show.
Yeah. I love that penguin. I have it too.
Yeah, so overall, like obviously when you hear third party, like for me the mind goes like, oh, it's probably not as good. But then when you look at some of the Hot Toys figures, it's like, damn, that penguin was here, like compared to some Hot Toys figures. I'm like, okay, so it's something probably to explore more. But yeah, I don't really look at the figures much, just because I just got my Snape. It was my like first PO. And I already like eyeing a second figure to buy, and I'm just like, oh, this is definitely a slippery slope.
Now she understands. Now she gets it.
We have quite limited space at the moment and all, so we need to be, yeah, at the moment, yeah, we full. So like we have some like figures just on the sides here as well, sitting, not part of the display at this point.
It's a collector's life.
Yeah.
So we need to be a bit more coordinated of what we're getting, who we saying bye to, or how we expanding space further. But at the moment, there's no expansion available, unfortunately. Harrison, stop laughing. We're not sending you any figures of ours, don't you worry.
Well, speaking of
quite
Harrison,
a few figures, I would be interested, but yeah, maybe
Absolutely.
some time in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Harrison, and now we've talked about this topic for a while, but what are your thoughts on what I was presenting here? What do you think about silent releases? Why do you think they're doing that? And what do you think in general about what third parties doing right now?
So I am actually the opposite of pretty much everyone. I think third party is just at a point now where they're having to change. They're having to be different now than what they used to be. They can't just get away with releasing a figure just because you want it. They need to be better now because of the quality we are getting. I am a big third party collector. I do buy an awful lot, as Jim said. We buy video game pieces, and there's not many of them that are licensed. There are a few, and they're really good when they are, but other than that, there's not. But third parties, we're getting a level of Hot Toys and InArt and all of these pieces with real hair and moving eyes, and third party, as you said, they need to adapt. So I think their wait times, while not ideal, you've got to also remember that they're not licensed, so they were working a little bit under the radar. But also, their prices are just so much cheaper than what, not all of them, but they are, but they're still offering things that not even Hot Toys are offering sometimes. Metal weapons and moving eyes. Like Hot Toys have only just done that because InArt did it. So with like, I'm trying to think on the top of my head. You've got, say for example, the Barbosa that's coming. That's got rooted hair, rooted beard, metal weapons, real leather. Like they're adding all of these things that Hot Toys does, but at a fraction of the cost. And then when you do things like that, people are going to get interested and they will flood in. They will like order. They will get so many orders. So not only do they have to contend with other people, then they're getting the orders from the customers far more sometimes possibly than even Hot Toys are getting, because they're at a value where you feel that you're getting more value, even if it's maybe not at a high level. But even then, you're getting figures that are at such a high level, in my opinion. Like, for example, you've put up the Ellie there. Did this even sell? I have that Ellie. So I was one of the people that were waiting.
So one of them got sold.
Yeah. But the reason I bring it up is the fact that during production, that wasn't supposed to have moving eyes at all. It was never solicited to have moving eyes. But during the production, which did take a longer time than it should have, she got given moving eyes. She got a metal knife. Hardly Hot Toys ever gives metal weapons to anyone. The accessories you get with a third party far exceed anything. Like all the Joel, it came with cans, and they were all real metal cans. They're not flimsy plastic things. They're all real metal. The weapons are usually real metal. I just think while they are a bit more, you've got to be tougher on yourself of what you can buy. You do have to be particular, which is why I think now third party is now sort of taking their time to produce something that you are think, oh, okay, that will fit in my collection because it is so good. I just think that some, not all of them, there are definitely some that come out that are like, oh my god, that's awful. But you also get things that where apes, everybody else, but well, you know, it's third party and it's not going to come out that looking that good, and the fur is going to be totally awful, and you can't be that good at that price. And yet as soon as it came out, everybody was like, oh crap, well, that looks really good. Does anybody I really want the ape, that looks really good. And the same happened with Kratos as well, the One Toys Kratos. It's never going to come out looking like that. They're not going to listen and do updates, and yet they did listen and do updates. They added a whole other weapon. It looks really, really good, and then everybody was like, oh, now I want a Kratos. I just think sometimes we're too quick to judge things just because they don't have the brand of Hot Toys. I think if you took a moment to step back, look at what they're providing, it's going to take a little bit of time, but then so does Hot Toys sometimes, so does InArt sometimes. But then you think you add on the volume that they're getting because it's so cheap. I think it more than allows. I forget. I mean, I've got my longest pre-order, my very first order with kit. I still don't have. I ordered it 2021, I think.
Oh my goodness!
What
is that?
It's Steppenwolf from Toys Era, the Zack Snyder.
Oh yeah.
Version.
Oh gosh.
They put that up for order. That was my first order with kit, and I still don't have it. If that turns out, you can guarantee that loads of people cancelled it on the way through production. But as soon as it comes out, if it even looks remotely as good as what everybody would be like, does anyone have one? I really, really want that now. Because it's just not made. So
yeah, I do believe, to your point in regards to, you were talking the Barbosa and the Caesar, I do think those are more strained to like an evolution of third party, kind of more like a high-end custom versus the traditional third party companies that are the figures that they're producing, like the Ellie and the Biff that I put here on this graphic, things like that. I think that's more of an evolution, not necessarily the third party what they're producing now, because I've seen some of these figures and they look like they're stuck in 2018, not 2026. So
I don't know. That So Blade is just an ordinary third party, and that came out really good. It's got metal weapons, full leather. I don't know. I just think, it's really good. I don't know. Maybe I'm a one-off. I don't. You're right. There's not many people that do collect third parties anymore. You're definitely not wrong, but I will be until I think that it's not worth it anymore.
I definitely think you made some great points, especially on the accessories side, especially there, because I agree, because it seems like they don't have to spend the money on the license, that they can add more to the box for collectors, which I do definitely appreciate. I think the hard part for me is when you see a comparison of a third-party figure, like say for example the classic Loki figure that we saw as a third-party option. Everybody was like, "Oh my god, that figure is amazing," until Hot Toys was like, "Oh yeah, you think that one's good? Now look at ours." And then when you saw them compared, it was like, okay, the Hot Toys one was still better, and it actually detracted from that third party, even though that one was still good, right? So I think that's part of the issue, is that there's so many license companies now that are, you know, taking all of these different IPs that we weren't seeing produced before, so we had to rely on third party, and now there's a lot more of a chance that you buy that third party figure, and 6 months from now, you know, a license company comes out with one. You guys mentioned that penguin, which at the time, that was the only penguin that you really could get, and so as a result, it was pretty freaking good. Until Jazz Inc. made their own penguin, and they're like, oh, okay, well, now which one do I want? It's more money, but I could argue that it's still better, right? And so that's hard. And then it creates that, like, do I just wait then? Do I wait? It's like do you wait for InArt? Do you wait for Jazz Inc.? Do you wait, you know, or do you go and get that figure now because you want it now? It's hard to say, but you're 100% right on the things that are included in the box a lot of the time.
There are also sometimes there are characters, for example, the one I've just got in recently, there are characters where I would much prefer to pay for a third party piece, which is pretty much the same for half the price, than I would for so for example, I just got the Drax in from, I can't remember the name of the company, but it's a third party Drax.
I think it's
wanted
Battalion,
it for my
was it a Toys Battalion?
no, I can't remember
similar?
the name. Similar,
Okay.
but he was nowhere near the price of a hot toy. But it's something that I would want for my Guardians, and now I've got that piece with my Guardians. And that like, if Hot Toys then came out with one much better tomorrow, but for double the price, I wouldn't then go, well, you know, I'll just get rid of it, because I don't need that one. Maybe for a character that's a favorite, but sometimes there are characters I feel that maybe you just want representation of, but you don't necessarily need to spend a lot of money on it.
Version. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely you know, that's definitely a way to collect. I know some people, though, they will have the third party version, and then they'll see the official version. They're like, oh, it's just so much better, I need that. It's like every time Hot Toys does a 2.0, oh, it's just better, I need to get that version. Even though sometimes you don't necessarily need to get the updated version or the licensed version. I do want to go ahead and wrap up the show soon, so I'm going to go to TJ. Mike, any closing thoughts on this topic before we get into our selections and the winner of today's King Shark Tank?
Yes. Thank you so much. With the third party, my first third party was the Joker 66, and I just hit the lottery. This is the way to go. Third party, this and this and this and that. But then going down the road, I've got more figures from third party, and it's kind of like hit or miss. I think that Joker was it's just one of a kind, just like you have right there. And it says, so I couldn't hit that all the time. And it says, and then you can get, and I include that, you can get diamonds in the rough from third parties, but you just got to be patient about it. But with being patient, it says, I'm not messing with third parties anymore because it's just taking too long to turn around. And it says, because you can give them your NRD and just hope the best. And I'm not into that anymore. So I'm just going to start staying away from them. Whatever I have out there that I already ordered, I'm going to let it stay. But other than that, it says I'm going to, not go down that road anymore. It says, so and everything, the term so slow and everything, or if you're ever going to get it. So, I mean, I have this Wonka right here that I have on pre-order. Don't know whenever we're going to get that. And now I believe Hot Toys is going to produce a Wonka. So where are we stuck? I'm going to go for Hot Toys Wonka because that's going to finally come out. And then I get burned for the NRD on the other end. Don't know.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's completely understandable. That's the thing about the silent releases that I was mentioning, is that you get hit with that invoice and you don't know what it looks like. You have to be searching, all these forums, and like somebody does a really crappy iPhone photo, they unboxing of it, and then it's like, oh, here's what you're getting, and it's just like sometimes you have to pay the invoice before you even find a photo, so it's like it's really a risk, right? And I know Fizzy, shout out to Fizzy. He was I know he's an avid third-party collector as well, and he was commenting how they've always kind of done a silent release. I don't think that's necessarily 100% true. I've been collecting for a while too. I know that before we would at least be able to see the figure. I don't know if it was like blogger style photos, or the company would show you how the final result came out, or whether sometimes it was Kit, right, in a you know, kind of working together and showing you the photos. I don't think we're seeing that as much. I feel like now more lately we're seeing just the box. Here's the box, and just surprise when you open it. So I think that's where it's a little concerning. But thank you guys so much for that conversation. Again, I wanted to have that conversation for a while. I've been on the back burner, so I think I had it with the right crowd. Thank you so much for, you know, indulging me there. All right, guys, we're going to try to wrap up the show. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is let's go ahead and circle back to the competition. I want to know, guys, we've had some time to think about it. We went a little off track with the third-party conversation, but we're back on it. I want to know where you ended up. Now, we have 3 special guest judges. Obviously, Mark already let us know his vote went to Jim. So there's 1 vote for Jim there on the panel. I want to go next to Ben. Ben, you've had some time to think about it. You saw both pitches. You got love for both these individuals, but you can't let that detract you. You got to make a selection. Let us know. I'm sure you've already voted in the poll. If you haven't, please do so.
I have, yeah.
Let us know. Where did you go?
You're right. I love both of these guys. So it's, you know, in terms of people, I'm like, oh man, this is just pitted difficult competition against these guys, both of them. And I love both films that they represented in their pitches. So it's like, oh god, it was a hard choice. I think again, Harrison's pitch and his presentation of his slides were like amazing. They looked like legit company slides. Blew me away. So I don't know if you used AI or what the hell you did there, but I'm taking notes because I gotta beat Vita in a couple of weeks. Wow, that sounds horrible to say. I gotta beat Vita in the competition in a couple of weeks.
Oh,
hello.
Oh my god, don't come for me, Jim. I'm sorry. Or Vita. Let's be honest. Just talking about how jacked Tomb Raider has to be, you know. So you hate to see it. But if I were to vote because I'm a collector and I think about my space and my money and the real estate and the collectors that or the collection characters that I think would stand alone for the rom-com side of it, at least in terms of these being rom-com films, kind of like we talked about earlier. I wanted to go on the mask side. I think if Harrison had edited the mask figure alongside the Stanley Ipkiss, I think he would have had me. But because of the cost of the deluxe set and the real estate that would take up in the display, while it would be a really cool scene to have, I think in terms of like cost, display space, and character, as of right now, I did go with Jim. I like the idea of having a DTOF in my display, a mini one with the little figures. It's a one character. That character represents the whole movie. I don't need anything else from the line. I don't need any companion pieces. And I liked the concept of the lines continuing. What could come next if people invested in that? So it was a really tough choice. You guys both crushed it, but I ended up on the Jim side. So
okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate you letting us know, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate. Now, on the opposite side, though, and Jim, I'm a little upset that we talked about this and you did not correct it on your slides.
I knew you were going to say this. As soon as I saw S-Beam's comment, I was like, damn it.
So S-Beam is breaking an excellent point here, and shout out to S-Beam, my guy. He says, again, both great pitches. I went with Harrison as I felt it was more fitting of the theme. Also, Jim is great, but had a slip referring to the tuba as a trombone took me out of the pitch. Again, so we talked about this, Jim, privately, and I told you that's not a trombone, that's a tuba. And you said, oh, okay, but then you still called it a trombone. What's going on here?
It's a British thing.
You lost the vote
that's
because
what we
of this.
call it. That's what we call it in England. We call it a tuba. We call it a trombone.
Oh,
don't fact check that.
I'll also be honest. I had voted for Jim. I had voted for Jim before Vita asked some of her questions, and some of her questions are on the base, how things were lit. And some of the I know some of those pieces I was like, ooh, those are good questions that I actually didn't consider before I voted. So like I'd already voted, so I had to stick with it. But
it's okay. You voted with heart, not with brain. That's fine.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm gonna make way more notes when we're up against each other because I'm like, oh, she's gonna grill this shit.
Oh yeah, she was on it. This.
Hey, Marco grilled me so much on my pitch. I was like, taking pointers.
Beautiful. All right, now, Vita, since we're on you, this is a tough decision.
You on me?
No, not like that. Not like that. As in, like you were talking.
Jim's fighting us all.
Beating me and all sort of things.
Oh my goodness. No, since we were with you, please let us know. I know, tough decision. He's right next to you. So are you going to break his heart? What's going on?
Well, who knows? Who knows? I mean, which movie do I like more? The answer is Mask. It's nostalgic movie for me. As I said, I grew up with it. I love Mask, and I would love to have a Mask figure. But I would love to have a Mask figure with a green face. And for me, same as with Ben, that's what's missing. When you come into the room and when you look at the collection, I feel it can be any couple at that point, but if the Cameron Diaz would be with the mask and with that like beige nude kind of sparkly dress and him with that stark yellow costume and such, I think that would be such a like standout couple there, just because obviously the mask is the mask. The movie is about the green face, not about just the regular guy, right, who realizes he's enough for this gorgeous lady. And for me, that would be a representation of the mask. So I'm going with Jim this time, and not because he's next to me. I just thought that how interestingly it would display with his mini display within display. I thought that was brilliant.
Collecting exception. Yes, I like that. There we go.
So like at that point, I would go with Jim, just because like the detail, everything has been mentioned. Like I love David Harrison, like he prepped so well, not like Jim last minute.
Ooh, under the bus.
I didn't. Wait. I just said you did it last minute.
Yeah, but I my best.
But I'm so looking for you.
Yeah.
Me, Jesus.
I'm doing a Ben, my bad.
It's gonna be a new thing. I'm doing the Ben. So
Hate
yeah,
to see it.
story Harrison. Vote is going for Jim.
Okay. No, totally fair. Totally fair. This is, I don't know, it sounded kind of like you're telling Harrison this, though.
For that reason alone, I'm out.
I'm out.
I've got to say, I think this is a liability nightmare. You don't have any claims that you can back up, so I'm out.
All right.
Yeah, well, I just tried to be nicer than that.
That's you trying to be nice? Oh, okay.
Exactly. That's me trying to be nice, Harrison.
All right,
Imagine
TJ Mike.
if I didn't try.
Oh my goodness. All right, TJ Mike.
Yes.
King Churro himself. Now, you almost were replacing Harrison in this matchup, but, you know, Harrison got on my good side. I let him do his presentation. So
Yes.
instead, you're on here as a special guest judge. Now, as a special guest judge, you had to watch both pitches and make a choice. What was your choice?
Yes, this is the first time I'm being on, so thank you for that. And Harrison, yeah, he was right on the fine line for the last couple weeks, but with his pitch, he turned it around, and think he was a good choice. Both pitches were good, and this is, but I can go direct to this. This is Harrison with that pitch. Once he said, like I said before, once he said mask, I was waiting for the mask, the yellow suit, and I didn't see the yellow suit. I saw this two pitches, and especially with Cameron Diaz. And I already have in my mind, I would get the yellow suit, and they're both standing step behind her, one left, one right, and she's in the middle. And it says, so that's how you can get a sale. And that was the pitch that Harrison did, and he did a great job. So I would go with Harrison. One question real quick. One question. Is this strictly a double pack, 2-pack, or you can get singles?
No, so it was a five pack, so you can get them both standard single, both deluxe single, and then a massive big bundle ultimate pack altogether.
Okay, see? So if you ever, if you see there was options, even better, because you can get down around, get Cameron Diaz, and just like Vita said, the yellow suit with the mask, and boom, you got it. So yeah, so that's what my pick is for Harrison.
Okay. All right, and oh yeah, it looks like a couple of us are jumping to Shane's comment here, who said he didn't catch the pitches, so he can't vote for either. Although who pitched what character? It looks like all three of us were trying to answer his question. But again, we'll say it here live again. Harrison went ahead and did with Stanley Ipkiss and Tina as you said it could be either or, so individually or a 2-pack. So you can get those as a couple or individuals. But it's only Stanley Ipkiss, not the mask, as in the green mask version of the character. Just Stanley Ipkiss with various different outfits and accessories, and also Tina
Milo.
with 2 different.
Don't forget Milo. Milo's very important.
And Milo, yes, absolutely. Milo is a great.
He comes with multiple heads and fully flocked.
Absolutely. So we got Milo, and then Jim went ahead and pitched Andy from the 40-year-old virgin. So that was our choices. So again, guys, I have put the link to my channel. That's the place to be to go ahead and vote for this. We're going to go ahead and close as soon as I reveal my vote. So as soon as I reveal my vote, we will close it. We will determine our winner. That's who's going to the next round. Now, you will face the winner of the previous show, which was Shane versus, speaking of, Shane and Phil. Now, Phil ended up winning that. So the winner of this matchup will face Phil in the next round. All right, guys. So tough one. This is a tough one because I'm closely tied to both pitches. I've been working through it with both of you guys, kind of actively workshopping and giving you guys ideas, and you giving me your ideas, and kind of working together in tandem to present these best pitches for you guys here. Guys, now I see a lot of the points that you guys are bringing up, and it's something that never really came up in discussion with Harrison in regards to providing the mask separately or as a separate figure. I think because we both felt that the character of Stanley Ipkiss had never been really represented, even though there is third-party options for the green mask version. I don't know, I felt like those were good enough for the moment, and presenting a Stanley Ipkiss, especially because within the theme of the romance of the film, was the best option. But I could totally see, and I think these are valid points as to why, if he was going to do 2 versions, why not present it as having a Stanley and the mask? Again, it would have won over some of the panelists. So I could definitely see that. Jim, again, not a very typical choice here for a romantic comedy. We had a couple ideas as we were talking that you were sharing with me about other potential choices that I felt would have been a little stronger, but you wanted to go with your heart. You wanted to go with something you wanted to have fun with, and I appreciate that. And I think you won over a lot of people with the pitch. Unfortunately, though, I'm gonna have to go with Harrison. My nostalgia and my love is for the mask. I do think that is the stronger pitch. I do hear everyone's points. I do think it's valid. And I do think, Harrison, if you were to reevaluate your pitch, maybe you would consider perhaps providing that option of maybe doing a 2-pack with Stanley and the mask. But I do think that it does fall into the category. You had an excellent presentation. You were very well prepared. And I do think that your presentation was the best one today. However, Jim, I love you. I thought that was a great pitch. But I do want to go ahead and give my vote to Harrison.
That's all good. I think that's fair. I think Harrison's pitch was absolutely incredible. Like, so professional. Honestly, blew me away.
Oh, thanks, Jim.
All right. And Blue wants to say, Harrison wins this one for me. I can't not vote for Jim Carrey. Yeah, and that's one of the things I'm actually surprised you didn't really emphasize when people were bringing up the mask. Who doesn't? I mean, I know Adam, shout out to one Adam 12, does not like Jim Carrey, and it's been a funny thing that we've been going back and forth. But I feel like most people love Jim Carrey as an individual because of the ties and nostalgia, all the 90s films that we grew up watching with Jim Carrey starring, right? So the idea of having a Jim Carrey in the collection, it just appealed to me, you know what I mean? So I can definitely see that. Now, Shane, again, he's missed some of the conversation in regards to what is really considered a romantic comedy, but he says both of these movies are more com-coms than rom-coms. Again, I do beg to differ, and I think we've had a conversation about that. But again, there is a romance at the heart of both films, so I do think that they do fit the standard here.
Come on,
Yeah,
Shane, watch the show, bud. Okay, just rewind it back there, bud.
Don't worry, Shane.
Rewind it
Don't
back.
worry,
On the
ignore
replay.
them. I
Come on,
agree
bud.
with you.
No, Vita made some excellent points, and they're completely valid as to, you know, are these really, really romantic comedies? But again, I felt like they were eligible. So, all right, guys, it is time. Let's reveal what has the audience said. Now, we've said our votes, but not just our votes count. It's what you guys think. And you guys, let me go ahead and bring this up. You guys are thinking this. Let's go ahead and bring up my screen, and you'll see me close it live. And here it is. All right. Okay, and as you see, currently the winner, as I close this poll, with 58%, Harrison.
Closer than I would have thought, though.
58% takes the win, to 42% for Jim Collector with the 40-year-old version. Congratulations to Harrison. Very, very good job today, guys. To both of you guys, thank you so much. You guys were very good. And Jim, I hate to do this to you, man, but it has to be a tradition here. I gotta throw these at you. I'm sorry.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Fuera.
All right, guys, it's been an excellent show. You know, go ahead and catch everyone at their socials and on their channels. I'm gonna go ahead and end the show because we got things to do. It's a Saturday, so I want to let everyone go. But I really appreciate you guys hanging on. We've had an excellent show, and until next time, guys, I will see you guys on the next one. We'll see you.
Jose, can't you see? Wait a second. The first word is Jose? I thought it was Jose. We know. Wow! It's about a Spanish guy. Oh, Jose, can you? I don't believe it, man. It's so easy.